It's 7 p.m. We welcome you to the American Fork City Council meeting tonight. It is November 12th of the year 2024, and we are assembled as a city council. I would like to excuse Councilmember Hunter. He will not be with us tonight. We're going to begin with a public hearing, and then we'll move on to our regular session. So to start with, we're here to receive public comments on the e-commerce park annexation consisting of 6.26 acres at approximately 1250 South, 500 East. Anybody present that would like to make public comment, please come forward at this time. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the other item in our public hearing. That is to receive public comment on the Auto Mall Drive extension annexation consisting of 23.92 acres at approximately 620 South, 100 East. Come forward at this time. Okay, we will close the public hearing and we'll move on to our regular session. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, after which we'll have a invocation by Councilmember Carroll, and then I will conduct the roll call. Would you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank Thee this day for our many blessings. We're grateful that we could be here together. We're so grateful for the opportunity we have to live in this United States, and we're so grateful for those who have fought for us. We're grateful for those who help us with our public safety. Please bless us that we will, this evening, make wise decisions, and that we will have Thy Spirit with us as we do so. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Okay. I will now conduct the roll call. Councilmember Hunter will be absent this evening. Councilmember Holly.
Here.
Councilmember John.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Councilmember Taylor.
Here.
Okay. Item number 2, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to push this up a little bit so we can. All right. I'm going to ask the Bell family to come forward this time, if you wouldn't mind. Don't be bashful. Siblings, friends. This is one of the neat things we do in our city. It starts the meeting off right, and it pays honor to those who need it and who deserve it. Much of the time, we're talking to the people that have been the hero, and they've been with us. And tonight, sadly, this person is not with us, but we wanted to recognize this individual and his family as being outstanding members of our city. And to tell you a little bit about this individual, on August 23rd, 2024, David and Christian Bell tragically lost his life while heroically rescuing friends during an outdoor adventure in the Sierra Nevadas. David's ability to uplift and inspire everyone he encountered left an incredible mark on our hearts. As the second of 10 children, he cherished his role within a close-knit family, sharing countless joyous moments and creating lasting memories. His passion for running, music, and creativity transformed not only his own life, but also the lives of those around him. A dedicated community leader and passionate advocate for physical fitness, David inspired countless individuals through his work as the founder of Runtastic Events. His commitment to uplift others and fostering a spirit of camaraderie transformed the running community encouraged participants to set ambitious goals and celebrate their achievements. David's generous spirit extended far beyond his professional endeavors. He was a devoted family member and a cherished friend. He created unforgettable experience for his nieces and nephews, instilling in them a love for adventure and the outdoors. His creativity and empathy made everyone gathering special, and his infectious enthusiasm for life touched everyone he encountered, me included. In recognition of his exceptional contribution and lasting impact he made on so many, we honored David Bell posthumously with this Hero Award, and we declare November 12, 2024 as David C. Bell Day in American Fork City, ensuring that his legacy of service and compassion continues to inspire future generations.
On behalf of David and the Bell family, we're really touched by this. Thank you so much. And I know that David's still going to do a lot for this community. He's a really strong spirit, and he's leading lots of people on adventures. He's so happy. We have had so many people testify to us of feeling him and knowing how happy he is, and he's got some great things to do. His father, Carl Bell, started some things to renovate downtown, and David, when Carl passed away, David and the rest of the family took up his mantle and said, we're gonna still try to do what we can for downtown. His dad was an avid runner and hiker and loved the mountains just like David did, and in a way it was really appropriate that that is where David took his last breaths, and we just know how happy he is, and that this earth life here is just a little blip, and we're excited for him and his happiness now.
Okay, we now move on to item number 3. Item number 3 is a time we set aside for anybody that would like to make public comment to address the mayor, the council, or our senior staff. We invite you to come forward this time, and we've set aside about 20 minutes for that, and we'd ask you to keep your comments to about 2 minutes. And you please come forward at this time.
All right tonight.
Good.
Good. My name's Kelly Dyer, and I live down in the Stone Creek subdivision, on the Harbor Road down there. And I moved down from Ogden. I got remarried, and so moved down from Ogden, and now anyway, so I've seen the progress, and being unfamiliar with really the area, and kind of watching what's going on a little bit. And so I just wanted to maybe find out from you, what's going on with some of our public roads.
Okay.
I've seen some things, just a fantastic job on the
The
roundabout there. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then it seems like there's a lot of things, like there's patchwork places, that are going on that are covered up. But there's a couple of concern spots that I have. I retired, and I'm an Alpine District bus driver. So I see lots of roads.
Yes, you do.
And so my concern is the area, and I don't know if it's on the docket. So this isn't really a complaint. It's more of I want to find out and see if something's in the works, or what's going on.
Yeah.
It's actually 100 West, which is technically the Harbor Road. But the worst part of that is from the railroad tracks
To the new subdivision.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all.
Yes.
Well, I knew you were aware of it.
Yes.
Because there was a patch strewn, right in front of the church there, the church that's there. And so, but it's pretty rough. And there's been times where, cars are going like this. And so they're past. And so I have that concern. And then the other concern is there's a really bad spot on, and they're doing construction there now. It's still 100 West, but they're laying a pipe down to the harbor or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right there at that intersection. Gosh, how can I explain? I don't know what it is. I don't know what that road is.
The 1500 South? Where we live?
It goes down to the other church, the newer church.
Oh.
And Amazon and
1100,
that road down
1100.
there. But it's at that intersection of 100 West and there. And there's a really rough spot right there, a couple of rough spots. So I didn't know, is there anything in the works, or?
You know what, could I suggest, we have,
Yes.
as you come in, we have a form. I would love for you to fill out that
Okay.
form with your information, and I will have our Public Works Director, we have so much planned for down there. Everything
Okay.
that you've talked about, we're smiling because
Okay.
we have plans for that.
Okay.
And he will be able to fill you in more of timelines.
That'd
But
be great.
there's a lot that will be invested down
I
there.
went over there the
area.
other day, or
Yeah.
anyway. So,
And we want to make our bus drivers happy, so.
and it's been great when you fixed the one road, you've done a lot of repair right there on that one corner, so we can get around and we don't have
Yeah.
to go in the mud anymore.
Yeah, that's quite a, we know that's a busy road that goes to a lot of new homes.
And it's getting busier.
And and we have a new church coming too.
Yes, I knew
That's
that.
coming there. So,
Okay.
yeah, could you
Okay.
fill that out and let's just leave it with our recorder there and I'll have somebody get in touch with you specifically.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
thank
much. Anybody else like to make public comment? Okay, we will close the public comment period and we'll move on to item number 4, our city administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Every year for Veterans Day, I think that the program can't be topped, but again, this year it was just fantastic. And so a lot of thanks to the cemetery committee. Councilmember Tim Hawley is the liaison to that group. They did such a great job. Brigadier General Bruce Franson does a fantastic job conducting, and Gary Campbell was the speaker, and he was fantastic as well. So thanks to everyone who made that event possible. It just is really uplifting to even be able to attend, and I'm just very grateful for that. On Monday, November 25th, which is the last Monday of November, we will have holiday magic at the park. We'll have a special visitor. He typically wears a red suit. He's got a pretty good-sized beard. He will be visiting our city, coming in at about 6 o'clock p.m. We will also have a tree lighting ceremony there, and Robinson Park will get lit up. And I'm looking forward to that because that park is such a beautiful park, and it really brings the holiday magic to our city. So please put that on your calendars to attend. That would be November 25th at 6 o'clock, Robinson Park. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you, David. Okay, we'll now move on to council reports, and I'll start with Councilmember Holly.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of quick things. Just a thought that kind of went along with the Hero Award, because I knew that we were doing that today. And just a quick thought, the Bell family has left, but I know I didn't know David really, really well, like I know a lot of us did. But I met him a couple of times, and just my thought was, we don't know when it's going to be our time to go in this life. What we can choose is how we spend the time we have in this life and the kind of light that we share with the world. I think David is a great example of somebody who shared his light during his life, and then even after he's passed, he's still brightening the world in his own way. So just that was my random thought when I was walking in today. But a couple things with just the Veterans Day. I do want to thank the seminary committee. They did an awesome job as always, and the speaker was. It was very powerful, very raw. As a Marine myself, I connect with him obviously, but his experience in Vietnam is something that I can't even imagine. But so I'm just grateful for everybody who worked so hard to put that together, and I really liked especially some of the remarks from Landon, who's one of the Mary Kawakami speakers. And some of the thoughts that he shared about the election result, or some of the thoughts that I had too. Whether you are happy with the results or disappointed with the results, the thought that he shared was, and I think the main point of his message was that just because we elected somebody or some proposition passed, it's not like our work is done and we let them do everything. And it's the same thing for us as elected officials, but it's that we continue to put in the work and make sure that we're doing our own part to make our communities great. We don't just leave things up to our politicians. So I really appreciated his thoughts about that, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember John.
I have nothing to report, Mayor.
Councilmember Carroll.
I have nothing to report today.
Okay. Councilmember Tater.
Just a couple of thanks. Really appreciated the Hero Award. When I moved back to American Fork in, 1992, I think, shortly after in my church I was called as a young men's leader, and David Bell was in my group, and he was a leader then. He stood out, he was outspoken, he was strong, he led, and literally nothing has changed. And I'm glad we would make that Hero Award to one so worthy as him. So we really appreciate that. And then secondly, I'm always touched. I always feel very blessed when I attend the Veterans Day and the Memorial Day program. And yesterday was no exception. Yesterday gave us something a little different than I think we've ever had with Major Campbell, and he was talking about real life stories in foxholes and in open fields where they hadn't dug in yet, where they were subject to all of the wiles of war and of the enemy, and he authentically went through and talked about that. And I think, and I'm not making any kind of political statement, please, but I think sometimes when we try to make things soft and palatable for everyone to hear, I thought it was fantastic that fifth graders who are mature could sit there and listen to someone who had been right there in the trenches, and they could take it all in unfiltered. And I was really, really appreciative of that, and appreciative of all that he had gone through. And it was extremely reflective to think when you hear about someone going through those things. I just thought, holy cow, I'm still not grateful enough. And I feel like I'm very grateful, but I will forever appreciate those things, and look at that, and look at the sacrifices made and the people who've served, and like our own council member Holly. And then with every time when they read Nathan Barnes' name, I think of Kevin and losing his son to the war in Iraq, and just really appreciate it. And then we have tremendous reason to be grateful for where we live and how we were able to live because of what's been provided for us. And I just really appreciate that. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. For the mayor's report, my thoughts are along the lines of the veterans as well. Major Campbell was incredible. I will never forget when he just slammed his foot, his hand down. He says, "Why am I telling you these, kids? Because you need to know." And he told them all about it. And it was something they really needed to hear, and they were very attentive. So I along with Councilmember Taylor, Councilmember Barnes, because we know him well. We knew his son. The city was very much aware when he came here. There was the street was lined with flags, and we have a Gold Star family in our city. I did notice last night as well that the mate, the other gunman with Captain Chipman, they had a story on him nationally, and it actually said Utah soldier laid to rest, but they laid him to rest, his remains, and as he was missing in action with Captain Chipman, they laid him to rest in Arlington yesterday. And they mentioned Captain Chipman, and they mentioned Captain Forrester. She was present last year with us, as she was really the emphasis behind getting the remains found, and she was constantly putting the pressure on them, and they found them. They interviewed her, and she did a wonderful job, and it was just another touch point back to our city and to veterans. So, special day. All right, we'll now move on to our common consent agenda, consisting of 5 items that are before you. Has there been any noted changes in the minutes, Carolyn? Okay. Comments?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the common consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember John,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Taylor. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Okay, on to our action items. We have a review and action on approvals of appointments to the Historical Preservation Commission. They would be Justin Russell, who is here. Would you please raise your hand so they can see or stand? Brittany Snow and Bill Spence. Great additions to our Historical Preservation Committee. I think that they're got some real momentum going for them right now. Any discussion on these? If not, I would accept a motion.
Nothing. I look forward to working with you, Justin. I'm the city council liaison for the Historic Preservation Commission. And obviously, I'm grateful to make Brittany an official member since she's been doing so much for so many years. And Bill will be a great addition as well. His wife has done a lot for the beautification committee. And so excited to have all 3 of them join us and get to work. We have a lot of stuff to do and a lot of exciting things going on. So I will move to approve the appointments of Justin Russell, Brittany Snow, and Bill Spence to the Historic Preservation Commission.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Holly,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Taylor. Any discussion on this motion? Yeah, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember John,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Okay, item number 2 is review and action on an ordinance approving the e-commerce park annexation consisting of 6.26 acres and located at approximately 1250 South, 500 East, including the ordinance of annexation, and annexation agreement, and placement of the property in the planned industrial zone. Any questions on this?
Mayor, I'd move to adopt the ordinance approving the e-commerce park annexation consisting of 6.26 acres and located at approximately 1250 South, 500 East, including the ordinance of annexation, annexation agreement, and placement of the property in the PI1 zone, and authorize the city to sign all necessary documents.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Taylor,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 3 is a review and action on an ordinance approving the Auto Mall Drive Extension annexation consisting of 23.92 acres and located at approximately 620 South, 100 East, including the ordinance of annexation, annexation agreement, and placement of the property in the GC2 and the planned industrial zone. Any questions on this annexation?
I just maybe want to confirm, because I think I might have heard, we were kind of talking about this in emails and text messages. Are we annexing the railroad right-of-way? Because I thought it was no, but then I thought I saw something maybe yes. Are we doing the railroad right-of-way? We're not. Okay, I just want to make
Our
sure.
hope is that it will come in the next annexation for the
Okay.
land to the south.
Okay.
And we did have a discussion with Mr. Simpson earlier, who owns the Landmark property, and he's willing to participate in this. One of the items that we're looking at doing, because it is an island of GC, it will be an island of GC2 zoning, is that upon annexation, it makes sense. We have to follow the land use plan to bring it in GC2, but that it would be a staff-initiated item to do a land use amendment and a rezone to get rid of that GC2 island and have it all incorporated as planned industrial.
Mayor, I would move to adopt the ordinance approving the Auto Mall Drive Extension annexation consisting of 23.92 acres and located approximately 620 South, 100 East, including the ordinance of annexation, annexation agreement, and placement of the property in the GC2 and PI1 zones.
Okay, have a motion by Councilmember Holly,
Second?
second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember John,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Item number 4 is a review and action on, of a pioneering agreement with White Horse Development for the AF Crossing, Plat A, for improvements along 620 South.
Mayor, I'd move to approve the pioneering agreement with White Horse Developers for system improvements along 620 South as part of the AF Crossings Plat A.
All right, I have a
I'll
motion by
second.
Councilmember Taylor and a second by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember John,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Okay, item number 5 is review and action on a pioneering agreement with White Horse Development for the AF 10 subdivision for improvements along 620 South. It's nice to take advantage and use these contractors while we're out there to do some improvements for ourselves.
Yep, it is. Mayor, I move to approve the pioneering agreement with White Horse Developers for the system improvements along 620 South as part of the AF10 subdivision.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember John,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 6 is review and action on approval of a setback variance for the bridges at Fox Hollow Conservation Subdivision Project. The project is located at approximately 1080 North, 350 East in American Fork in the PR 3.0 zone. Any questions on?
So there's something I was a little bit unclear on. I don't think it's a big deal, but there's no changes, or were there minor changes to this from a year ago?
It's essentially the same thing. It expired through changes to the plat, because the plat had to be amended
Right.
without it actually being an amendment, because it was never recorded, but
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So I would recommend, I would move to approve, recommend approval for this proposed setback variance for the bridges at Fox Hollow Conservative Subdivision Project relating to side setback reductions and providing an effective date for the ordinance.
Second?
You have a motion by Councilmember Taylor and a second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember Holly,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 7 is review an action on approval of a 5-year contract with Enterprise Incorporated for the 32 Axon Fleet in-car cameras for the police department patrol vehicles. Long awaiting this.
Yes.
Any questions? We have the chief here. What this is, what it isn't.
This is absolutely vital. We have to have it, but who here was not a little blown away by the price of this? That's swallow hard, chief. I would move to approve the contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for the provision of 32 in-car cameras for the police department's patrol cars.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Taylor,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Item number 8 is review and action on an ordinance approving the disbursement of fiscal year 2023-2024 park tax funds to Alpine Community Theater in the amount of $8,886. This has come to us before. It was actually for a larger amount. I'm going to maybe let you, if you wouldn't mind, just lead out on this one.
Sure, Mayor.
Councilmember Holly.
And I've reached out to most of you, I think actually all of you. I've reached out to all of you to kind of discuss this. So this is something that, as part of the broader park tax fund allocation, we had initially said no to it for the main reason is that the performances are not located in the American Fork city boundaries. Well, I did a little bit of research, talked to those who are involved with the ACT, and also did some research talking to the school district, the Valentine Theater people, and just as I'm doing some more research, I felt that this meets the requirements or the intent of the park tax funds. And I said, it's in my email that I sent out to all of you, where based off of the limited number of facilities to perform, the costs and everything like that, and then also the amount of people who are involved with the community theater. It's well in excess of 100 people that are involved with these performances, creating them. And so for me, it's something where if we want to enable people to be involved with theater events, cultural organizations, that this is a perfect example of that. It does meet that, and it is not for the performances, and obviously it kind of all flows to that eventually, but it does, this is more for the operations which are based here in the city of American Fork, and it is a reduced amount, significantly reduced from what they requested, and even the initial amount that was approved by the Park Tax Board, this is still about half of that. So based off of that, I felt that it was a good use of the park tax funds to support, as I said, the intent of the park tax program to get people in the American Fork City involved in cultural organizations. So.
Mayor, I got to concur with Tim on this. I was also one of the ones that said, you know, it's out of the community, we can't fund it. But you guys, from the time that I've been involved with the committee, which is early on, you guys have always been phenomenal stewards of the dollars that you were given. It's always been that, and I think we've always said that, even though it was very disappointing that we couldn't, or we chose to not throw the dollars your way because, you know, you had moved across the street, literally. But, you know, that was the line in the sand that we drew. So I'm really appreciative of Tim kind of bringing forward these things again, talking about operations, critical of nature of those. And so I'm happy to move forward with this as well. So appreciate the extra work on this, Tim.
I might ask, just for clarifying purposes, is there anything about this in a legal requirement, Sherilyn, that you see that is it gray? Is it?
I think that the discussion that council had previously as to whether or not this met the spirit of the bylaws that were adopted, that was it really fell on the spirit of it. I think the fact that they do have facilities in American Fork, legally, it can be done. It was just a matter of whether or not, given that they aren't actually performing in the city, that was a decision for council.
All right. Any other thoughts?
I agree with Clark. I'm thankful that Tim took a second look at this, because I did the same thing. I went and looked at the options that you would have had here in American Fork, the Valentine Theater and other things, and I think you did the best you could to stay as close as you could. So, yeah, I support taking another look at this. I do.
Okay.
I'll just be a little snarky and say that I was always in favor of it for those reasons, but apparently I did not articulate them very well because I wasn't able to get that across. So happy that you're here.
All right, I think there's all but a motion needs to happen here.
Mayor, I move to approve the disbursement of fiscal year 23-24 park tax funds in the amount of $8,886 to the Alpine Community Theater and authorize the city administrator to enter into a disbursement contract under the direction of the mayor.
I have a motion by Councilmember John,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
All right, item number 9 is the motion to adjourn. Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilmember John,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we stand adjourned. Thank you.